Alright, g'day, hi, welcome. Okay, guys, check this out. I got all the drawers back in the fridge. It's all cleaned out. Put that stuff on the floor. Okay, so I'm not quite done yet, but I got more done today. I got that ripped out, that piece of rug ripped out, so it already smells better in here just getting that out. But I'm at the point where I'm going to start to play around a bit, so I'm going to camera around the other way so you can see my handsome face. This is my handsome face. It's about as good as it gets anyway. Okay, so what I gotta do is prop up my camera so you can get a. There's this here nose trap. It's not set off, or that is set off, and prop this here up camera. Right, that's a little more level-ish. I think I need a new camera holder stand. What I'm gonna show you today is some oil lamps. Sorry about the angle. Sorry about the angle. So I filled them with this lamp oil. Don't know the lamp oil is still good. I just tested them. Test these things outside if you get them, whether you buy them new, buy them at the thrift store, or wherever you get them. I guess I can move everything over this way. Yes, and centralize it. Centralize it. Central. All right, hang on. I gotta get this camera thing. Not too much. I just got it on the selfie stick, so that's not too bad. That's not too bad. So okay, I'm on a bit of an angle. It's a free show, guys. You get what you pay for, right? So anyway, I got this. I got some lamp oil. Let's get these lamps nice and close so you can see them. That one's really nice. Cute one. Nice little lamp. You can still buy these brand new. Good to have. Bad to have if you have rogue pets and small children. There for size comparison. That's rogue pets and small children, not so good. So make sure wherever you use these, you use them with, never leave them unattended. That's the number one. That's the first thing. Never leave these things unattended. Have a fire extinguisher on hand, and by on hand, I mean like if it knocks over, you can grab that fire extinguisher in under 3 seconds kind of thing. Because this, you don't throw water on it, it will just spread the fire. That kind of stuff. So are they too dangerous to have? No, they're not too dangerous. These are actually quite reliable, they're more likely to go out on you than, whatever. But, be mindful, like don't put them on the top of a shelf and stuff like that, because there is a flame in here. So anyway, the basics are pretty simple. Fill them up outside, because if you fill them outside, you won't spill a drop outside this thing at all. You'll just pour it right in. Try it inside, you'll spill it all over the damn house. But I got some camp oil, Huile de Lamp, lamp oil, sorry. Canadian lamp oil. This is a paraffin type. It gives you, depending on what color you buy, there's all kinds of stuff on the back of this. If you buy different colors, you get different scents. So this one I think is like scentless. Color, it's a color flame. I don't know. I guess they just mean like, you're going to get your regular orange flame. So there's other videos out there. I'll get more into depth with the videos a little bit later on with these things. The big one is over there. I don't have the chimney for it. So this one, my mom lent it to my brother and sister-in-law in case the power went out. Lent these two. We have a whole bunch of them up home. We actually got rid of a bunch, and I kind of regret that we did. But the reason why we got rid of them, what normally happens is you find this part, and that's got broken somewhere. And you can buy replacement ones. So a lot of people find the older lamps, but they don't have any of the chimneys for them. So to light them, what you can do is you can, first off, okay, when you fill it, don't fill it right to the top. Leave it I use this as my line. Leave a little bit of a gap there. If it's the first time you're using a wick, or the lamp hasn't been lit in like 10 years type of thing, God knows when these things were last litten. That's a word. That's the word. Probably a good while ago. Anyway, I grew up with these things. I love these things. These ones, I don't think these ones were in the house when I was a kid. There's other ones that were, like the one back there. That was like my grandmother, grandfather's. We have the other one up home, and those are nice big ones. Those are real antiques. These are, like, again, you could buy these things for couple of bucks, like under $20. Like this one's probably like $11 or $12 new. and they look like antiques. So that's up to you. I'd prefer probably newer ones because the glass might not be as fragile, just from age or whatever. Although glass kind of lasts forever. But it's I got two types here. I'll take this off. This type here is what's known as the round wick type. It comes right up through the center. You can see it's like a candle wick, basically. You can see, yeah, sitting in there. Now I've already lit this one, and it lit up just fine. This one has the more like I don't know if you'll be able to see it there, but you can see there's like it looks a lot bigger than what it actually is, but it's like a roll of chewing gum. It's just nice flat big wick like that. It takes up this whole area right here, and in fact I can just pop it up there so you can see. So it's like that type, and then if you look at it on the side, you can see it's just thin. So if you haven't lit one in a while, here's the recommendations. I kind of laugh at stuff like this sometimes. Okay, so let's say you got a brand new wick and whatever. You fill up your lamp about 3/4 full and try to keep it around that. Don't let the wick get too low, or what happens is it dries out and then you burn your wick. Your wick will last almost forever if you keep it properly hydrated. Maybe not forever, but you know what I mean. It lasts a long time. How long? Depends how much you use it. You clean it. Like these ones here, you got to trim them up. If you see like the soot on the top, you just trim just that soot off. That's why a lot of people do like these, because these, all you got to do is just kind of clean it with your fingers. Or a rag, whatever, if you don't want to get your fingers dirty. Each their own. So this one, there's a little more maintenance to it, but again, eventually this wick will get too short. It won't wick up anything because it'll just be too short, but they're cheap. I don't have any spare ones. Next time I go to the hardware store, or Canadian Tire, wherever I go, Home Hardware, wherever, Walmart probably, Walmart sells them, so they probably have the wicks. Just stock up on wicks. These are good storm lantern type of thing. These are not storm lanterns. These are indoor lanterns, but the storm ones use the same type of, you usually have this type of wick or that type of wick, right? So anyway, to light them, you can just put them up a bit. But the first is, again, if you don't want to get your hands dirty, just feel if it's kind of damp, right? So when you put it in there, if it's not damp, don't light it, because it means there's no oil in there yet. If you light it, it'll probably start burning if it's an older wick, because there's still probably a little bit of residue in there. But then it's going to just start burning because it's dried out. So what they recommend is that you leave the wick in the lamp oil for about an hour for it to wick up to the top. You could do that. You could do that. That's great advice. It is. Or you could actually just take the whole, when you go to light it, just take the top off, grab the whole wick, take it right out, dip it in there, put it back in, and light it right away. You could do that too if you don't want getting your hands dirty. And just I saw some people making videos about it. It's like, yeah, we got to let it for at least an hour for the to wake up on there. What you should never do is pour on the top, because it goes around the side. When you light it, it's that kind of thing. So anyway, I'll just light this one. You can put them up a bit just to light them. Okay, and then once they're lit, you can start taking it down a bit. I take it down to, like right now, this one has like 2 flames on it, so that's way too high. Take it right down. Just make sure it doesn't fall in. Yeah, to about there. You just gotta make sure your wick doesn't go burning into the, or you're gonna have a problem. But somewhere around there, you don't want to see any smoke coming out the top. You will feel heat right away. You will feel the heat right away. That's about right. I'll leave it at that. And then the other one does the same thing, just a little bit smaller. I kind of like the little round one a little bit more. And we'll put this on the top. Yeah, I tend to put them down as much as possible. The higher they are, okay, if you go up, you get more light, but you also get more soot and smoke, and it stains your glasses. You want it up just enough that it's making light. If you want more light, put mirrors behind them. You'll get more light. Put it in front of a mirror, whichever. Keep the lamp oil far away. And yeah, and then just enjoy the beauty of these things. You can stare at them for hours. They're just yeah, manly man here. Yeah, yeah. Oh, let's stare at these lamps. Yeah, okay. But they are nice to watch. The oil again, you know, you don't have to overthink these things. They're not complicated at all. If you find that the flame's too high, if you go too low, sometimes it'll go out. But if you go too low, it'll go in. So just kind of even play around with it before you light it up to see how far you can go with the little switch here. Make sure everything's clean before you even start anything. Make sure everything's functioning before you start. Like, there's really only one thing that functions on this, and that's the wheel. But there is other things such as, especially with the older ones, you'll see like little air holes underneath here when you go to clean it, and they get sutted up and stuff like that, and you know, spider webs and whatever you could think of gets in there. Maybe give those a clean before you start the lamp too. And if you find the lamp's getting too big and too bright, maybe take it down a bit. Yeah, so you can see like this one there, that wick is almost touching the bottom of the glass here. I got lots of wick for a long, long time. That'll probably get me through the winter with that wick. Big one is don't put them up too close to the ceiling, stuff like that. You know, just think it is a flame, you know, and there is heat there, you know, it will kick off a little bit of heat in a power outage. No, it will not heat your house in minus 40. Even if you have 20 of them, it probably wouldn't do it. So, you know, but it does add a little bit extra heat. But you are burning a flame, so a strange thing happens with when you're burning fuels. Even though this is a clean burning fuel, and there are different types of fuels these things will burn on: kerosene, lamp oil, paraffin lamp oil, like that. There's a whole bunch. This is more the smokeless variety, but there's, you know, it only smokeless until you get to a certain thing. Now, be careful because this gets hot. Now, to put it out, you can just, a lot of people put their hand there. Do that. That easy. Okay, now smoke for it. Oh, there's a bit of a, oh, I like that smell. Yeah. It's not, it's just that musty smell. And then what you can do is you can put your, well, anyway, I'll leave that. Let that cool. I think I went too far down. But I'll have to play around with that anyway. But yeah, that's how you do it. But the holes on the bottom, you got to make sure there's air getting in there, or it will just simply go out on you. Or it won't stay lit or whatever. Let it cool for a while. Don't just grab it with your hands. I know it's an instinct to do that, but it is a flame. Even a little one like this is going to burn the crap out of you. You know, it'll leave a mark. But you can get the idea of how it is. And then, like I say, when you want to blow them out, you just, yeah. That one smells a little bit more lamp oily. But they are nice. I'm really looking forward to using these things quite a bit. They, you know, they have a charm to them for sure. You know, like this whole, like when I was a kid growing up, we used these a lot. They were great. Again, have your fire extinguisher on hand. Just simply read the container, the do's and the don'ts, the first aid recommendations, all that. Research on it if you're, you know. But the big one is put it somewhere where it's not going to get knocked over. The bigger lamp back there, like for example, when I, you know, like that thing's going to be this tall when I get the shade for it. So, you know, those bigger ones, you got to watch where you put those, you know, because, you know, if you knock it over, that's a lot of fuel in there and you're not going to put it out easily. So the smaller ones are good to start. Bigger ones, again, the danger level from the small one to the big one is the same. Again, if you have pets, if you have, you know, children, whatever, you know, be very mindful if you're going to be using them around that. You know, you don't let them out of your sight kind of thing. These or the children, right? So it's just that's what they are. But they're nice. They're a nice thing to have if you can't afford a fireplace or you don't have a place where you can't have a fireplace. I think these are the next best things. The aesthetic is just they're wonderful. They do, like I say, kick off a little bit of heat. Some people like them better than candles. I don't see them any safer than candles. You know, some people, well, yeah, you knock a candle over, you burn the house down. Yeah, but this has fuel in it, so if you knock this over, you're going to burn the house out even faster. So, but where you adjust the flame is probably more important than so that your ceilings don't get all full of soot. Don't run your flame too high, but just keep in mind how far down you can go before the thing's going to plop into the, because it does feed in that way, right? So, um, but yeah, that's pretty much it. And then you clean them, maybe give them a clean before every use. If like after they've cooled down or whatever, just monitor the soot on the wicks. Just get a little special cleaning rag. Whatever rag you use, don't put it in with your laundry. Just have a dedicated rag for the fuel, because if not, if you wash that in your laundry, everything's going to smell like that fuel. So it's oil, right? It's an oil that doesn't come out easy. So have specialty rags. Store the rag somewhere else. The rag will just the oil will just evaporate, but the scent will stay, right, and the residue will stay. So just put that rag somewhere where it's safe, and use that as your main cleaning rag and whatever. Uh, just so you don't saturate everything else with lamp oil. I guess that's all I'm going to do for this one. It's very simple. They're easy to take care of. They're really nice to have. I just wanted to show you guys. I finally got a chance to play around with them today, and there you go. Have a great day.